South America is incredibly large and diverse, making it the perfect stomping ground for creepy legends and disturbing ghostly tales. From murdered ghosts that want to feast on your soul to gnome-like creatures wreaking havoc around your home, there are a ton of tales that will have you checking under your bed and stopping you from walking alone at night. I mean, I already don't walk alone at night. I made that revelation to Joss the other day and she lost her mind. I don't walk outside at night. I don't agree with night. So today on Top 5 Scary Videos, I'm going to be counting down our list of the top 5 bizarre South American urban legends. Before we begin though, be sure to stick around until the end of the video where I'll be responding to some of your comments. And with that, let's jump in. In at number 5 we have Pugin. The Pugin hail from southern Chile and is a creature from Mapuche mythology and Choloto mythology. The Pugin is described as a shape-shifting creature highly feared that can instantly change into animal form wherever it so desires. Throughout different stories, it has often been described as a gigantic flying snake which produces strange whistling sounds, while its gaze could paralyze any victim it chooses, kind of like Medusa in that way, and permit it to suck its blood. In Chile, the word Pugin also designates to the common vampire bat, so some cryptozoologists believe that common vampire bat is the origin of the legend. However, some believe that the Pugin could be related to the Chupacabra, something we'll be discussing later on. Spoiler alert. It is said that the only people who can defeat the Pugin are Mapuche medicine women. That was a mouthful. In at number 4 we have Duendes. A duende, for those who don't know, is a creature from South America that originated from the phrase possessor of a house and was originally conceptualized as a mischievous spirit inhabiting a home. Now, duendes appear to pop up in many cultures around the world. In Portugal, the word is used to describe beings of a small stature wearing big hats, whistling a mystical song while walking in the forest. It is said that they lure young girls and boys to the forest, causing them to lose their way home. However, in Latin America this differs slightly. Duendes are believed to be the helpers of people who got lost in the forest so they could find their way home. They are also known to be gnome-like creatures who live inside the walls of homes, especially the bedroom walls of young children. As you can tell, the legend differs from region to region, some believing they are the souls of infants who died before they could be baptized. Others simply portray them as malevolent spirits that hide in homes and wreak havoc. Regardless of that, they are nasty little suckers who cause problems wherever they go. Coming in at number 3, El Chupacabra. Also known as the Chupacabra, this is a goat sucker, a legendary creature that was first reported back in the mid-90s. The name itself comes from the animal's reported habit of attacking and drinking the blood of livestock, including goats. Now, there is actually said to be 2 kinds of Chupacabra. One is a reptilian kind, the true Chupacabra, and a canine kind, who are also called blue dogs. The first known sightings and attacks occurred back in March of 1995 in Puerto Rico. 8 sheep were found dead, each drained of blood. Investigators found 3 strange puncture wounds in the chest of the animal. A few months later in August, an eyewitness, Madeline Tolentino, reported seeing the creature in the town of Canovanas, when as many as 150 farm animals and pets were reportedly killed by the creature. Jumping forward to 1975, similar killings in the town of Mocha were attributed to the vampire of Mocha. It was initially believed that these acts were committed by a satanic cult, but later more killings were reported around the island, and many farms reported loss of animal life. Each of the animals were reported to have had their body bled dry through a series of small incisions. Now, like I mentioned before, the most common description of the Chupacabra is that of a reptile-like creature, said to have leathery or scaly greenish-grey skin and sharp spines or quills running down its back. The other popular description is that of a strange breed of wild dog. It is described as being hairless and has a pronounced spinal ridge, unusually pronounced eye sockets, fangs, and even claws. In at number 2, Lyorona. Hailing from Hispanic folklore, Lyorona, which I'm pronouncing correctly now after you guys yelled at me in a previous video, is also known as the Wailing Woman or even the Crier. This is a legend about a woman who drowned her children in a lake and now mourns their deaths for eternity, roaming South America as a ghost or apparition. The story itself goes as follows. The woman was unloved by her husband and one day she caught him with another woman. So as revenge, she drowned her sons in a river in grief and anger, and then drowned herself after she realized what she did. She was ultimately refused entry into heaven, for obvious reasons, unless she found the souls of her 2 sons. So now legend states that she roams the earth, hunting for the souls of her sons, with her cries and wails luring in innocent victims. Lyorona kidnaps wandering children at night, mistaking them for her own. Folks who have claimed to have seen her say that she appears at night or in the late evening by rivers or lakes, wearing a white gown with a veil, and some believe that if you hear the cries of Lyorona, you are marked for death. Now, one particular encounter went as follows. A boy and his family were sitting near a creek between Mora and Guadalajara in New Mexico when they saw the form of a tall, thin woman. She seemed to float over the water and end up the hill out of sight until returning a little later closer to them. The family had suspicions that she was Lyorona, so they went to the shore to see if there were footprints, and there were none. Creepy stuff. More interesting still, the earliest reference to Lyorona was actually in a sonnet written by Mexican poet Manuel Carpio in the late 1800s, where he identifies her as the ghost of a woman who was drowned by her husband. And finally, coming in at number 1, we have El Sabon. Hailing from Colombia as well as Venezuela, El Sabon, also known as the Whistler, is a legendary figure described as a lost soul. This tale originated in the 19th century, with the Whistler being described as the harbinger of death. According to the legend, a son kills his father. After he returns home to find his father attacking his mother. This angered the boy, resulting in him killing his father. Another version is a tad more disconcerting and states that the son was a spoiled brat, and on one afternoon he demanded that his father hunt for a deer, his favourite meal. However, when his father did not find any deer and instead returned empty-handed, his son killed him and cut out his heart, cooking them for dinner. Following this, the mother grabbed the boy's grandfather, who then tied the boy to a tree and unleashed a vicious dog on him. As this was happening, his mother put a curse on the boy, which ultimately condemned him to wander the plains as a ghost, carrying a sack of bones on his back. Some versions of the story state that these bones are of his father, while others state that these are the bones of his victims. Now, the Whistler is said to have a characteristic whistle that resembles the musical notes C, D, E, F, G, A, B in that order. It is said that when the whistling sounds close, there's no danger, but if the whistling is far away, it means the whistler is nearby. Very confusing, I know. It is also stated that hearing the whistler foretells one's own death, and in this situation the only thing that can save the victims is the sound of a barking dog. Many people from Venezuela have said that they have spotted the whistler, primarily in the summer. However, it is mainly on rainy days that the whistler wanders, hungry for death and eager to punish drunkards, womanizers, or even innocent victims. It is said that the whistler will suck the alcohol out of drunkards through their navel when it finds them alone, and it tears womanizers to pieces, removes their bones, and puts them in the sack where it keeps the remains of its father. Lovely stuff. Well, there we have it. Do you guys agree with our list? With any South American urban legends that we missed? Leave us all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below, and perhaps we can do a part 2. Before I go though, I just want to respond to a few comments from one of our last videos, Top 5 Scary Tokyo Urban Legends. Mr. Death Buzzard said, Spider Lucy does whatever Spider Lucy does. You guys loved the fact that I told you that my sister calls me Spider. Now you guys won't drop it. You're calling me Queen Spider, Spider Lucy. I respect it. I'll have to let my sister know that she's created something magical. Gary R said, I could listen to Lucy talk forever, great hostess with her sweet accent. I actually feel sorry for you because I could not listen to myself talk forever. I find myself incredibly irritating. But also great. Like, I know I'm great, but annoying. Mia Mina said, Lucy, good to see you, and I just had to do that. Miss seeing you. Your short videos, Instagram and such just weren't enough, and a very wonderful video as well. This didn't make much sense to me, but I'm glad you're here. I miss seeing you too, and I'm sorry my Instagram videos weren't enough. A lot of you want me to do more of those, but we'll see. Action said, I keep seeing all these cringy comments for Lucy, it's awful. Yes, she is awesome, but really, it's a bit much. It might be hard to swallow, but she is not going to marry you. Other than that, thank you for being a great presenter. Lucy, we all appreciate the time and effort you put in. Keep it up. Thank you. For my savior, apparently. Yes, I think they know I'm not going to marry them. Or maybe I will. I don't know. I haven't decided. You're not my dad. I can do what I want. We'll see. Kyozia's Ultimate said, will you make a video about Polish urban legends? I like it. We might just do that if I remember to tell the people I need to tell that we should do Polish urban legends. I'll do it right after this. If I remember. It's a long walk across the hall. Eric Washington said, I was born on Halloween. Well, Eric, I'm incredibly jealous of you because I love Halloween. And on that note, if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another scary bit. And until next time, see you later. And is a creature from the Mapuche mythology and Chilote or Chilote? Chilote. Chipotle. Chilotto. Chipotle. It is said that the only people who can defeat a few months later in August, an eyewitness, Madeline Tolentino, it is said that when the whistling sounds, when the whistling similar killings in the town of Mocha were attributed to the vampire of Mocha. Mocha. I don't know. Mocha. It is also stated that hearing the whistle. It is also. I think I'm having a stroke. Something's not right.